bro, if you grew up in the 90s, cool was a synonym for Will Smith. Like, Will Smith was the man. And it's depressing for me to see somebody like Will Smith, right? Who's like a, you know, like, I don't really say idol, right? But he's like somebody you look up to, right? You think like, oh man, this guy is fucking cool. This guy is like, he's at the top, right? He's the most badass guy, right? He's a movie star, you know, he's cool. He talks cool. He like acts cool, and he like always has cool roles. Like everything you hear about him is badass, right? And then like you get older and you see some of this shit happen, right? Like, man, that's so disappointing, man. It's just so sad. Here's what my opinion on, like, you never slap somebody they say something to you makes you mad. What the fuck? Who the fuck you think you are slapping somebody? And here's the truth. This is why I think that I'm gonna just be honest, right? And I've seen other people say this too. This is why Will Smith is a candy ass bitch for doing that. Is because you know for a fact if it was Joe Rogan or The Rock up there telling that joke, Will Smith would have sat in his fucking seat. And you know for a fact, like, Will Smith is a half a foot taller, fucking like, you know, 30, 50 pounds heavier than Chris Rock. He goes up there, bitch slaps him just like that. You know for a fact that he would not have done that to somebody who's bigger than him. So I don't want to hear about this being an emotional outburst. Somehow I think that he would have had a cooler head prevail if somehow it was The Rock up there telling that joke. So shut the fuck up with that bullshit. I am so tired of this shit. Yeah, it's pathetic, man. It's pathetic. You go up, you slap somebody around because they hurt your feelings. You just can't hit somebody if they make you mad. Like, just because somebody makes you mad, you can't hit somebody, because what happens whenever they hit you back? Like, and then what? Now what? You know what I mean? So like, this is just what happens. It is like everybody, I thought it was staged. I don't think it was staged. Like, to be honest though, like maybe it was, because if it wasn't for fucking that shit happening, I would not have known that the Oscars were even happening. All right. And I think that most of you guys probably feel the exact same way that I do, is that I didn't even know the Oscars were happening. I didn't see Gemini Man. I haven't seen it. Like, this is the thing, is I wish my mom were still around, because she would fucking show me. It'll be like a YouTube video like this, right? Let me see. So it'll be like this. Well, like let's go ahead. We do the little box. So this be the YouTube video thumbnail, right? And so first thing you got is there's this, and then you got this right here. Oops, I messed up the triangle. And then there's like the eye, and this is a picture of the Earth, and it, as you can see, it's 100% flat, F-L-A-T, and you know, there's that. And then also there'll be a picture right here. This would be George Soros. There actually have to be like, by the way, also there'd be a syringe in here, because somehow there'd be an angle from COVID. So yeah, there'd be COVID, and then it would have a picture of like Will Smith with like, you know, like a George Soros like this, and like a puppet master, right? And so yeah, that, oh, there'd be a lizard? Yeah, a lizard. There we go. And this would be this right here. Guess who this is? It's not Yoshi, bitch. That's Hillary Clinton. And so this would be the thumbnail, and she'd make me sit through a 30-minute video about how the whole thing was fucking fake. Should slapping someone be a arrestable offense? Hell no. Yeah, it should. Who do you think you're gonna go around slapping people, man? Who you think you're going around slapping people for? You think it should be an arrestable offense? Absolutely it should. You don't go around hitting people just because you get your feelings hurt, just because you get your panties in a bun. Oh, he made me mad. I can't control myself. You know what else can't control themselves? Is a fucking animal. And you know what we do with animals is we put them in cages. And that's the same thing that we do to people that can't control themselves either. Because that's what happens. All these little fucking soft ass pussy bitches that grew up in some upper middle class suburban neighborhood in a gated community, talking about how they're gonna set somebody straight if they disrespect them. Number one, I bet if that dude was 6 inches taller than you, somehow you'd be able to control yourself. Number one. Number two is that you've never seen what real violence looks like. Like, I've barely even seen it, but I've at least heard about it, right? And I've seen my dad used to get in fights all the fucking time. Now he's on painkillers all the fucking time because his neck is fucking broken. He's got scars all over his goddamn head, and he is fucked up. And guess what? All the rest of his friends he used to go out and do that with, they're dead. So you're gonna talk about, oh wow, you're a hard ass. Yeah, I bet you are. Listen, there's a lot of people that think that they're a hard ass until 3 other dudes pull up on them, all right? It doesn't matter how big you are, how strong you are, unless you're like a fucking, you know, like championship MMA fighter, which you're not, let's be honest. You're not gonna have a chance if 3 dudes pull up on you, right? There was one time this guy lost a fight in my school, and, you know, he got the shit beat out of him, so guess what he did? Well, he just got him and his boys, and they literally beat the shit out of this other dude so bad, we never even saw him again. We never even saw him. He was gone. And like, so you want to get in a fight and talk about, oh man, I'm such a badass. I'm going to defend myself. I'm going to, you know, just put myself out there. That shit can change your life in a second. They can change your life in a second. And I'm not just talking about like, you know, like getting a fucking like getting hurt, right? I'm talking about a criminal record. I'm talking about getting sued. I'm talking about getting fired from your job because it might be made public to your employer. I'm talking about, you know, all kinds of other crazy shit that you might not even think of. Like, I'll give you an example. My friend Jeff. Now, Jeff can't stand up. Sorry, Jeff can't sit down for more than like 20, 30 minutes at a time because he got an injury in the Marines, right? And that's some bullshit. He's a legitimate disabled veteran. And this shit can happen to you in fights too. And it's like, most people are not professional fighters. They're not trained on how to take a hit. And if you're not trained on how to take a hit, there's easy, like a lot of times, like most fights, if you watch most street fights, the majority of them, especially the ones that, like, actually the most of them you see are probably pretty good because those are the good ones, but the majority of them that I've seen, at least in real life, I've seen like maybe half a dozen, most of them end in one hit. They end in one hit because like the person that gets hit was not really expecting it, and the person that, and also they don't know how to take the hit, etc. Hospital visits for sure. Yeah, and then you're talking about medical bills. Then you're talking about everything else like that. Yeah, and someone with brain damage. Yeah, you get fucking brain damage. People talk about CTE from football. Imagine what happens whenever they're trying to hit your head on purpose. Yeah, little fucking pussy do anything else but a 1v1? A little fucking pussy. Well, listen, you tell, like, go on and tell a gang member, go tell somebody in the Mexican cartel, they're a fucking pussy, and then you'll see what happens, right? It's like, see, it doesn't matter, like, yo, you're a pussy or not a pussy. These people don't give a fuck about being a pussy or not being a pussy. They give a fuck about changing your life. And that's what they'll do. They'll change your life. They don't care about, oh, it's not an ego about it. They're gonna change your life. And that's the best case scenario, is they just change your life. And so I see all these little soft boys talking about how it's okay, and I think that's just pathetic. I think it's just absolutely fucking pathetic. It's so sad. It's so disconnected. It's so just fucking. It's so soft to say that's okay, man. Yeah, that's all there is to it. People are barbaric. Don't realize how lucky you are to be away from that kind of violence. Yeah, that's right. Because like the thing is, like, yeah, talk shit, get hit. Yeah, that's right. And I bet if somebody talks shit to you that you think you can't beat them up, you ain't gonna hit them. So why don't you shut your fucking mouth up, talk about that, acting like a big boy, acting like a big man. Man, I bet you had somebody that's twice your size or 3 people talk shit to you, you're gonna walk away quickly and not make eye contact, just like anybody would, just like I fucking would, because I don't want to have my life fucked up. I bet y'all don't understand this, right? Is like a human. It's so easy to kill somebody. It is actually so fucking easy for a person to die, somebody to get killed. Like, there are times somebody gets punched in the head once, and then they're dead because they fall down, they hit their head the wrong way, they're dead, man. They're fucking dead. And it's like, now you've got a manslaughter charge. Now you've got, your whole life has changed. And like, maybe you get out of it. Maybe you get out of it. You don't spend any time in jail. It's completely self-defense. Minimum 6 months to a year in court. Minimum. That's your life. That's your life now. Is like, and then like you talking about legal fees. You're talking about obligations. Now you're talking about, there's probably a news story about it. You never think about this shit because you're too much in your fucking head. You're too much watching You're watching Avengers. That's not real life, bro. That's not real life at all. Yeah, it's so dumb. This is getting weird. All I'm saying is I grew up in a school that had a police station on campus, and we had gang members that went to school that brought knives to school that somehow managed to not stab each other or kill each other at school. They saved that till after class. So you think you can't handle somebody talking shit to you? Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Like, that's the way it goes, yeah. Because, well, we had a police station, we had cops everywhere because people used to kill each other at the school. There was somebody that got killed. It wasn't at the school, it was like next to the school. But it was pretty much at the school, right? And so this happened, and so now it still do. I mean, honestly, you probably wouldn't by high school. Like, there's some badass shit that happened there. And so, yeah, you never touched nobody at my school. Because if you even put your hand on somebody, you touch anybody for any reason, you're immediately out of the school. Like, that was it. Like, there was literally like 0, 0, 0 tolerance for any sort of physical violence or altercation. Yeah, you just got deleted. Some people die from it, have a head trauma or seizure from a punch or slap. Yeah, exactly, man. That's what it is. And so, like, that's what I'm saying is, like, a lot of these people, self-defense. Well, self-defense is completely different. Like, somebody hits you, you should be able to hit them back 100%. Hit them back as hard as you want. Somebody hits you, absolutely. But I'm not talking about self-defense. Somebody makes a joke that makes you mad, you don't need self-defense because you're not getting attacked. Yeah, you want self-defense, put your hands over your ears, not on the other dude's face. That's your self-defense from a joke that makes you mad. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, it's the thing. If it's a woman, double standard, no, you don't hit anybody, right? It's like, if the thing is to me, like, it's self-defense. It's the same as, like, if you're a really, really big dude, right? And like, some small guy, like, tries to hit you and, like, you beat the fucking shit out of him. It's like, yeah, it's a little bit justified, but you're also an asshole, too, at the same time, right? But, like, overall, this is the way I look at it, right? Nobody should be hitting anybody. Don't be hitting anybody for any reason, and that's all there is to it. Just don't be hitting anybody. It's actually pretty easy. Somebody makes you mad, don't hit them. Harry Houdini died from a punch in the gut. There's a lot of people, as I said, it's so easy to kill somebody. Like, you can do it on accident. And there's other times where people can survive, like 50 Cent. How many times did he get shot? Right? But, like, there's always that chance that somebody can just fucking die. That's all there is to it. Yeah, and it's 9 times, man. You think about it like this. You can be the strongest dude in the world. You can be Bruce Lee, the Mountain. You know, fucking whoever, like Eddie Hall. You can be Arnold Schwarzenegger, but one bullet can end your life. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what you are. It doesn't matter how strong you think you are, how much karate you know, how big your muscles are, how tall you are, how strong. It doesn't make a difference. Like, people need to understand how fragile what they're working with is, man. And not only how fragile it is, but how fragile it's going to get. Because this is what happened to my dad. Is like, a lot of times he got fucked up and he was okay, right? And then he turned 50, 60, or 70, and somehow it comes back around. And so this is all I'm saying. It's like, whenever you want to try to take that road, be afraid of where it goes. I've seen it happen. Yeah, scar tissue, exactly. Not even a bullet. Yeah, that's definitely true. Hitting the comedian for jokes, literally his job through jokes other people's costs. I mean, the thing is, like, yeah, that's the way I look at it too. Weak people cope, make themselves feel better for being weak. Yeah. Well, I bet. Listen, you always say that. You're gonna say that, but I guarantee you, and this is what I always say, is that all these people that are these pretend hard asses in real life, the only time it's like World PvP and WoW. It's actually the same thing. It's like in World PvP and WoW. If you think you're gonna be able to beat somebody, you're gonna initiate the conflict. But you know, there's like 3 or 4 dudes, or there's one big dude talking shit to you or makes you mad. Somehow, you know, you're gonna learn to coexist. So I don't want to hear about this. Oh, it's being weak. Man. That's not what it is. 2 people died from slipping in the shower, hitting their head. Yeah, I heard about somebody like that too. That's crazy. Everyone got a plan until they get it in the mouth. Yeah, the Mike Tyson quote, I've heard that before. And that's the thing, is people haven't seen that happen. Haven't had that happen until it was there. But it's true. Yeah, there's always a bigger fish. And the thing is, sometimes you can be a big, badass motherfucker, right? You can be a big 6'7", 330-pound big fucking dude. And guess what happens whenever 3 dudes pull up on you with a brick? You're gonna be lucky if it changes your life. You're gonna be lucky. You're like, man, I'm so glad all this did was change my life. I'm so glad that this all it did was change my life. Yeah, you're gonna be. Yeah, it's like, I'm telling you guys, like, and it happens. Like, I've heard stories of in prison this shit has happened. Like, look up what actual people in prison say about this shit, about these hard asses, right? It just doesn't work that way, man. It's not like in the movies, man. It's not like that in the movies. Be a 6'6" food, a die from a punch, or a 5'4" guy. I mean, that could happen, right? Yeah, there's no respawns in real life. Well, we don't know that, but I bet it's not. Seems like it's unlikely. And so, yeah, if I outside my bar in my city, a guy got killed, the other dude pulled a gun. Yep, that's right. Yep, nobody's stronger than a bullet. You been domesticated, dude? Nothing wrong with that, but damn. See, you talk about getting domesticated. You're going to get really domesticated if you step out of line, because they're going to put you back in a cage. You talk about domesticated, you're just as domesticated as I am. What are you talking about domesticated? They're going to domesticate you. They're going to put you in a cage on a feeding, like they're going to feed you on a certain time of day. You're damn right we domesticated. Thank fucking God for that. You see some of these places over there, like you see some of these fucking, like, remember Joseph Kony? Is that the world you want to live in? You want to live with Joseph Kony's child army? Fucking roving bands of bandits, marauders that just come around and kill everybody? Man, a lot of these people think that, like, oh, you know, I could survive through that. No, you couldn't. No, you fucking couldn't, man. Like, it's a bunch of soft boys in chat act like they're hard. Like, I couldn't deal with that. Like, even, like, I've dealt with, like, maybe I would say 5% of how bad it could be. And now, even that was a bit much, man. Like, even that was a bit fucking much. Cody went to prison. He probably dealt with, like, you know, 15 to 20, maybe a little bit more than that. And, like, man, I'll tell you one thing, like, we never get in fights. So if he can't do it, if he doesn't have to do it, you don't have to do it either. Yeah, that's what it is. Let me read a few comments here. Want to bust that ass? Yeah, exactly. Soft now about get hard if anybody rolls up and slaps me. Well, that's the thing, right? If somebody slaps you or you punch them in the face, I think that's fair game, man. I think that's 100% fair game, because they shouldn't have slapped you. Like, the moment, like, in my opinion, like, violence is never the answer to things that are not violent. But, like, if somebody hits you and you knock them the fuck out, I think that's fine. Like, that's totally fucking fine. Listen, bro, I live in Texas. If somebody breaks into your house, you can just fucking kill them. You just fucking shoot them, and that's it. And you know what? Good. I agree with that. Don't break into people's fucking house. Yeah, I think that's totally fucking fine, man. I'm totally on board with that. So, yeah, you hit somebody, or you're slapping around somebody? Absolutely. Yeah, it's a castle doctrine. You're goddamn right. King of the castle. And Chris Rock's even better, not touching him though. He won. I think they both lost. Chris Rock looks like an asshole for making fun of somebody's, you know, condition that he may or may not known about. Like, I'm not 100% sure he knew about, but if he did, he's a fucking piece of shit for that. And on top of that, Will Smith looks like an asshole. And even Will Smith said he was wrong. Like, that's the thing. People telling me that he wasn't wrong. Even he said he was wrong. That's what's so funny to me. Yeah, both were wrong. Yeah, it was wrong to fucking make some fucking joke like that and, you know, say that about his wife. Especially the thing with, like, a woman's appearance, right? And like, it was his PR team. Yeah, but he could have probably, like, they don't make decisions for him. They tell him what he should do, but he doesn't. Like, you think his PR team said go up there and slap him? No, of course not. Right? Maybe they did. But, like, I'm saying, like, they didn't, like, they don't call the shots. They just say what you should do, right? They're on the side field, right? Conditions non-threatening. Well, here's the difference, right? You make fun of a man for going bald. It's not that big of a deal. But women in our society are judged so strongly about how they look. Like, that's the main thing, is like, what's the best thing about being a man is, like, if you're intelligent, strong, or wealthy. Best thing about a woman, a lot of people would say, is if she's beautiful. That's the facts. And so, like, because obviously you hit somebody at the one thing that the society considers extremely valuable for women, then I think that it becomes worse. And that's the difference. And so, like, yeah. And like, again, it's not very progressive. I didn't say it was progressive. I said it was real. We're talking about real shit in this stream, not some fucking fantasy universe, okay? We'll get back to Azeroth on Sunday. So this is really what it is that a lot of women are judged pretty much, you know, like, the first thing people see is what they look like. Go look at the women and what ages they win Oscars at and compare that to the men. Women win them way earlier, whenever they're way younger. I wonder why that is. I wonder why that is. Women are judged much more harshly on their appearance. And by the way, I'm not saying this is okay. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying this is. That's all there is to it. Yeah, and so, like, that's all there's to it. Yeah, real shit, yeah, it's actually wrong. Okay, well, go look it up, right? Only by other women? Well, there's, oh, really? Only by other women? Then why is Twitch a male-dominated platform? All top 50 streamers, how many of them in the top 50 female streamers are overweight? Or like, drastically ugly in the same way that someone like I am is? Basically, fucking none of them. And that's a fact. You can look it up. That's a fact. You look it up, and that's all there is to it. And like, people, like, they want to, you listen, you want to try to do this fucking neo bullet time mental gymnastics, and it's like, I'm going to avoid every fact. Nope, I can't say that fact's not real. Nope, I avoided that fact. Nope, that example's not relevant. Nope, I can't believe that. That's not true. Nope, wrong, bad take. You know, man, you're going to do that all day, but listen, I'm going to get you. I'm gonna get you one way or another. Making jokes about anybody's physical appearance is always a little bit low class. I think it's a little bit more low class you do it to a woman, but they're both bad. And it's not really bad. It's like, I try not to do that, right? I just try not to do that because I think about it in the context of our society. And that's it. So slapping someone for a harmless joke? Bitch, you just got in here. You just got in here, shut up. That's not what I said. Nobody said that. Nobody said that. No, of course nobody said that shit. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, we truly do live in a society, exactly. And so don't think I ever heard about it. Just laugh, not look weird. Yeah, sure. And slap look fake as fuck. Maybe it was, but like, that's all I'm saying, right? Make fun of who they are? Yeah. Or they used to go for appearance first, never talking shit? Yeah. No. This is why I said, if somebody ever comes at me and they are ugly, like they're overweight, like I will immediately use that against them. But that's if they come at me. I'm not doing that to somebody who's just existing. Like, and you guys can see, like, I will immediately use that against, I will use whatever, like, I will say the worst thing I possibly can to that person to make them feel bad, because what the fuck did I do to make you talk shit to me? Strugsy, thanks for the 5 gifted subs, man. Yeah, thanks for the 5 gifted subs, I appreciate that. Yeah, like, I'm not trying to go out, like, I'm not trying to instigate shit. I'm not trying to fucking start drama. I'm not trying to fucking talk shit to people. So if you go in, if you come into my arena, then that's what's going to happen, right? I think that's the way most people look at it, right? I never start fights. I try, actually, have I ever started a fight before? Like, I mean, I'm not talking about physically, but like, fuck, like, and all, like, probably, I mean, like, maybe not, I don't know, it's really hard to say. I don't start fights, I end them. Well, I do whatever I can, right? Like, this is what I say, if somebody fucks with me, I do whatever I can to make their life as bad as possible. Like, that's what it is. Yeah, I'm not, that's some fucking, like, 80s action movie quote, but, like, I will do whatever I can. There's no limit I will not go to. There's no thing I will not do. Like, if you interfere with my happiness, if you go out of your way to make my life worse in a way that I think is unwarranted, I will never forgive you, and I will never stop making your life worse. Why? Because I didn't do nothing to get fucked with. I did not, there was no reason for me to try to get fucked with. Like, I'm just trying to live my life and enjoy myself and be happy. And if somebody is a threat to that, I'll treat them like a threat to that. That's what it is. Yeah, I don't deal with that shit, man. Like, I want to live and let people do what they want to do. Talk about ideas and not people. Right? So somebody goes in there, and I just never like to deal with it. I never let it go, and I never let shit go. Nope, never. Because letting shit go is fair, and fairness can be predicted. Unfairness cannot be predicted. People are afraid of what they can't predict. Never be fair. As long as we destroy them? Well, I was just trying to live. Yeah, I was just trying to live. I do whatever I can, man. And again, there's people that pissed me off. It took me 5 years, but I fucked them back over. And I felt good about it. Like, there's nothing that makes me feel better than fucking over somebody that fucked with me. There's nothing, like, I'm telling you guys, like, an example, I can't give out examples. We're not going to talk about examples. Mercenary, thank you very much for the 5 gifted community subs. I appreciate that. Thank you. And play Fortnite on stream. Yeah, what, 5-year revenge? I mean, that's only the start. But, like, listen, what I'm saying here is that, like, never make things physical. Like, I guess, like, I've talked about this for a while now. Like, the point that I'm making here is, like, never make things physical. Like, never escalate things physically. Because whenever you start that, you need to be really fucking afraid of somebody else finishing it. You never know what somebody's gonna do. You never know who's ready to go to prison. You never know who's ready to be over with it, right? Yeah, you never fucking do that, man. You never know who's got nothing to lose. James with the fucking 5 tier 3 subs. Holy fuck. Thanks a lot, James. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, people love being petty too. Exactly. And so knife in pocket, yeah, or a gun in a pocket, or 2 friends over there on the other side of the room. There's always going to be a bad time, man. Yeah, some people like, and there's also like mental illness. Like, you fuck with the crazy, like, you ever, like, that's the scariest thing that I have to deal with, right? Ever, is like, you ever deal with like some crazy person, like some crazy homeless person? That's the scariest thing to me, is because that person not only has nothing to lose, but they also are crazy. Like, it's so scary dealing with a crazy person, man, because you never know what they're gonna do. Yeah, it's unpredictable, man. It's unfucking predictable. And so, yeah, and drugs, too. And so that's it. Whack and Purge, thank you very much for the 5 gifted subs. I appreciate that. So that's all I'm saying. Yeah, don't fuck with somebody, man. Don't fuck with somebody. Don't ever hit somebody. Like, I've been in one fight in my life, and I hope I'm never in another fight. Because, like, like, for me, right? This is the way I see it. Do you know who has more bodyguards than anybody else? Think about who has more bodyguards than anybody else. Floyd motherfucking Mayweather. Conor McGregor. Fighters. Because those are the ones that people always try to fucking swing at. Those are the ones that people always try to fight. And like the best, like, obviously you get in a fight with fucking Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather, you're probably gonna lose, but then you sue them. You see what I'm saying? So, like, even if you win the fight, you can still lose your life. That's all I'm really trying to say. So keep that in mind, man. Keep that in mind. It's really important. Who the fuck would fight Mayweather? No, there's a lot of people. Like, this happens all the time, right? It's like people get drunk and they try to start fights with like a fighter or something like that to try to like assert themselves. Yeah, it happens a whole lot. Look it up, man. Yeah, look it up. Fight baiters, yeah, it's super common. And people even do that. Like, I've had friends, you know, bigger guys, right? And like, you have some guys, right? And they'll like go up and try to start shit with a much bigger guy to try to, like, you know, act like they're, you know, they're about that life. Yeah, yeah, it's like in the small dog syndrome. Exactly, yeah. Will Smith, the real one, never defend someone else's girl like that? Yeah. Yeah, I know. You get all these girls, these stupid fucking girls on Twitter getting off on the power fantasy of their man going up and defending their fucking fragile little egos by ruining his life. What a selfish bitch to say that. What an absolute selfish fucking bitch to say that. If you think that's good, that's what you want your man to do. Man. No shot. But then he gets charged. Then he gets taken away from his kids. Then he's separated. Now the police are involved with your home life. Shut the fuck up. Your fragile little ego can't take a little bit of a joke. You've got to go have somebody ruin their life so you can feel like you're worth something. Get the fuck out of here. It's so pathetic. Absolutely so fucking pathetic, man. Oh, it's toxic. Like, that's actual toxic. Ooh. I hate that, man.